Whew. Well, I know everybody's interested in it, but green energy also is more than just spending the money on using it, whatever that might be, like, solar and all that. But because it does cost money, it's not that available, but we talk about it and we encourage it, and it's an importance to us. We have been host to groups, or at least the one group that I know of, the Delaware River Keepers, who was trying to, who gave a grand exposition and discussion on the liquefied natural gas problem, and in New Jersey in particular, but anywhere. So this particular meeting, anyway, was particularly interested in talking to the Delaware River Keepers, and they are very, very environmental. So,
well, I think we attempt to recycle, and it's a pretty simple, pretty basic meeting house and meeting grounds. So I don't think that we have gone for solar or anything like that at this point, which isn't to say that at some point in the future when it became feasible or when the meeting felt a need to adopt a different mode, we would, but we are not wasteful. So we do whatever we can, and each individual friend also does whatever they can to help the environment. And we do have LED light bulbs on all of our fixtures.
Well, we definitely talk about it. It's always a decision that we have to agree on. A lot of times we have very old historical buildings, and the conversation about how to operate in as green a way as possible, but also respect the integrity and maintain the integrity of our historical buildings. It's always a little bit of a challenge, but as the opportunity becomes, as way opens to go more green, we definitely do try. But it's always something that we have to discuss, the entire group together, how everybody feels about it, and we have to come to an agreement on the right kind of move that we can make.
I guess there's big things, there's little things. The lights in here are more energy efficient than they used to be. For a while, we contracted with our utility to have power supplied from green sources. Unfortunately, we had to, even though it was, slightly more expensive, we had to discontinue that because there were too many. It was too many billing mix-ups, and it was an administrative thing that just stopped us. We move in that direction, but we're moving slowly, honestly. Of course, to move to, say, power this place or heat this place or cool this place with green power would be quite an undertaking, expensive, and the people power involved would be enormous. And honestly, we're just not ready to do that.
I think within the Quaker meeting, there would always be someone who would be able to recommend someone if a person needed, for instance, something more than companionship, friendship, and solace. We would be able to recommend to them, for instance, someone that we might know who would be able to give them therapy, or if they needed medication. Of course, we can't participate with anything like that, but we offer friendship and solace. We tell each other our problems. We offer whatever we can as far as experience and insight to help people get through it. And we accept them and we don't judge them, which I think is really helpful as well.
Depression, I'd say that most people have some degree of depression at one point in their lives. I had what they call a major depression. So that was back in the 90s and a little bit later than that again. But and I am on medications. I just think that if it has to do with being mentally able to continue your life, then the Quakers will do whatever is scientifically, or let you choose whatever you think is scientifically helpful to get rid of the depression.
Geez, I'm not a therapist. I don't know, but I can tell you that Philadelphia Yearly Meeting has counselors on call, or I guess on, there's a list of them, and people should, that would be my recommendation, see a professional.
I know, I have a friend who does just that, who attends two different Quaker meeting, as well as, I think it might be Presbyterian or something, church. I'm not sure why, I never asked him. I would say there may be a good reason to go to another service. I might go just for the music, I don't know. So, but yeah, I don't think Quakers would object to it. I don't know whether you can be a member of both churches. That would seem kind of contradictory, but maybe not.
Certainly. I know friends who have. I know couples who one friend is a member formally of a meeting, and then their partner is a member of another place of worship, a different denomination. And they complement each other, and they'll go to both, kind of hop back and forth. Commitment to practice is important. You know, other denominations may have ritual that we can respect and appreciate, but we're not likely to adopt. But perspective, as long as it is done in a way that is respectful of our faith and practical traditions.
Well, I guess I'm not sure why one would want to do that if one were already committed to or getting some sustenance or satisfaction from religion A, why they would want to go investigate religion Q at the same time. If someone joins the Society of Friends, I think the underlying assumption is that they're not still a member of some other religious body, if that religious body would still have them. But I think people do it. I think people become, we have people who come here. Do they worship here? They come often enough with their spouse who's a Quaker. I know they're not. They're a member of the community. They're included in things. But on Sunday morning, they might just as well be at a different church. So that's just, with no disrespect, that's a strange question to me. And I know someone who joined a meeting because they married a Quaker, and they expected to still be a member of their previous religious organization. And then found out, no, you can't do that. Well, I think 10, 20 years later, they've reached some accommodation in that area.
I would expect that people would be accepted in whatever kind of religious practice they would wish. And I haven't ever really known any people who had more than one religious practice. But I think a lot of new Quakers probably come from different backgrounds, religious backgrounds, and we don't have any sort of prejudice against any other religion. So I would expect that there would be, for instance, Buddhism is so similar in a lot of respects to Quaker values that it wouldn't be incongruous for someone to practice Buddhist meditation at the same time that they practiced Society of Friends silent worship.